was discussing this morning, and in my opinion, I think that Triple G is gonna break Canelo. I think that, and I brought it up. When you never been hurt at a certain level, you don't know how to take it, and I think that's what's gonna happen to Canelo. Canelo never fought, and Chris Mannix brought it up in the interview. You should check it out if you haven't heard it. Canelo fought Khan, Ian Smith, and a guy who didn't do anything, Chavez Jr. And also another good interview that if you haven't checked, the TMC interview against Triple G, which was really good. He threw Canelo under the bus, saying basically that he stand out through the whole fight for the girls. That if he would have been great, he would have knocked out Junior. That he should have. And it is facts. I mean, if you gotta have a guy there to be hit, and you're not hurting him or knocking him out, like.
I think he was taking a lot of headshots, but I don't think he didn't really go to the body at all. I mean, he did, but he should have, you know.
Yeah, but the guy was just there to be hit. It's not, you know.
So do you think it's an issue with not having the power, or?
I think Canelo, but that's the thing. Look at his track record. Every time he fights
there's always something. If you look at asterisk, with the exception, I think the only two fighters that I would say for sure that are the hardest fights he had were the Lara fight, which was a controversial decision. Which I mean,
but he never hurt Lara.
And then the Mayweather one, Mayweather was just too fast for him.
Cotto, he never hurt him. Trout, the only guy that he fought is Trout. And look at Trout, he was never a big name. His biggest win was Cotto. But you know, other than that,
that was after the fact.
And I've always been a Trout fan. And Trout was an awesome guy. I mean, I'm one of his fans, but. Remember, after that, he was fighting on ESPN for a while, and until now they feeding the poor guys to the up and coming. He's a gatekeeper right now at this point. I still love the guy, man. My respect for him, but
he's fighting Jarrett.
Yeah, I love watching him fight. Yeah, but yeah, right now he's just being a gatekeeper. So you gotta see where
the level of opposition.
So
yeah, I think a lot. I mean, if you look at like the Josecito Lopez, smaller guy. You look at Khan, guy coming up from weight. You look at Angulo. Angulo was already I won't say washed up, but he was already damaged goods because he had already fought Lara. Like I said, the guys he's fought that are the most controversial would be the Lara. And that's all how you perceive boxing stylistically. I had Canelo winning, but you know, if you're a pure boxer fan, then you would go for Lara. And then obviously the Mayweather fight. But other than that, like every other fighter he's fought has something that they just didn't have. Obviously, Liam Smith didn't have the skill. Yeah, I mean he was a big guy too, but just didn't have the skill set. You could look at a lot of the guys he's fought. Cotto was a smaller guy. Shane Mosley, old guy and smaller guy. Whoever you want to name, chances are there's some either were a smaller guy or an older guy. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they built him just right.
Oscar, though, you're saying Canelo's going to KO. He's gonna knock out Triple G.
No man,
it's not gonna
Triple
happen.
G's never been down in his career ever. Triple G has never had a fight that I could see as like, oh my God, he's really hurt. I don't think Triple G's gonna make it. And the closest fight is probably when he fought Danny Jacobs, but even so, he was smart enough to not even get clipped like that. He was being cautious. That's one of the reasons I think that the fight was so close, because Triple G knew Danny Jacobs had power. He was being cautious. But if you compare Danny Jacobs to Canelo, I'm pretty sure Danny Jacobs has more power than Canelo, and has fought better opposition here in the United States. Because I don't know, man. I think they'd be forging those records, docking those records in Mexico. They'd be like literally 40 cab drivers or laundry workers and just feed them to you.
Yeah, this guy, for me, Jacobs got way more power than Canelo. He got 14 first round KO, which means the guy could knock out. And as much as y'all want to throw,
that's what I said. That's what I said in the past, man. The most complete fighter at 160 is Danny Jacobs. If you look at my predictions in the past, I've said. And even so, I don't think Canelo has the footwork like Danny Jacobs. Anything, not even the power. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, and in this interview, if you like to break, like me, I'm like a psychological guy that always look at everything. For me, what is gonna happen is that they are looking at least Canelo looking good enough so they could do a rematch, because he already talking about a 3-fight. Trilogy on this interview. He drunk in this fight. He admits that Cotto's gonna fight Lemieux. He threw it there, like he said. He threw Matisse under the bus. This guy was drunk and he was just saying everything. Like my mom always said it. Kids and drunk people don't lie. So he's saying the truth. They're looking into Canelo doing enough, because if you're admitting that a year from now he wasn't ready for Triple G, he's admitting it, and the interview's admitting it, and they admitted it, and Eric Gomez says it that a year ago they wasn't ready, and Chris Mannix asked him, so you think that Khan, Smith, and a guy of Junior who didn't do much are going to prepare you for Triple G? They know he's not right. He's still not going to beat him.
They're just sacrificing.
They're
as the big payday.
As much what they're trying to do is
they're trying to milk the fight.
Make the fight as good as possible so they could do a rematch, and probably not right away. In my opinion, what they're gonna do is, if Triple G's gonna win, this is my prediction. Triple G's gonna win on September. They're gonna rebuild Canelo.
Then Triple G's gonna get the WBO in the meantime.
Exactly, in the meantime, and then they want to put him against Triple G again in September, and hopefully by then Triple G's old enough where Canelo could beat him, and that's what they're going for. But because remember, if Triple G wins, that's is out there. If Triple G wins, there's a rematch clause, but if Triple G loses, there's not. So how are you talking about rematch or trilogies if you are so sure that Canelo's gonna win? I'm not taking anything away from Canelo. He's a good fighter, but when you have not ever fought guys with that kind of power, with that kind of work rate.
He has fought better boxers, though. I will give him that. It's just the size. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think. To me, Canelo reminds me a lot of Garcia and Broner. These are guys that rely on their size. They rely on being physically bigger than their opponents in the ring. I think Canelo has fought the better boxers. Like, if you took away size, forget about size, skill alone, I think Canelo's fought the guys with the better skill than Triple G. But the other thing is, Canelo relies a lot on his physicality. The guy's a big kid. I mean, even at 47, he was big. Triple G doesn't rely on size. I mean, Triple G, for a guy who fights 160, he's not that big.
He's a smaller guy.
He's a smaller guy. I mean, look at him against Martin Murray, and even guys like Dominic Wade, like those guys are bigger.
Jacobs is way bigger than him.
Yes, I'm saying Jacob's way bigger than him. So you look at stuff like that, and you see he's not a big fighter. So
he relied on skills, power.
That's what I'm saying. So I believe Triple G has a lot of skill and power. Obviously, Triple G does a lot of his work with his power. Canelo has fought the better boxers, but Canelo obviously relies on his size. If you look at most of his fights, he balloons up exceedingly. That's why he fights on all these catch weights, because he's trying to drain the other fighter as much as possible, while he can still remain at a catch weight and perform that well. So I don't think. The biggest question is how you think Canelo will finish the fight. Either he'll get knocked out, either they'll throw in the towel, or in this case, because this is how I see it. I feel that Canelo can do better than Kell Brook, but I don't think he can do better than Danny Jacobs. Somewhere in between, I feel that's where Canelo is. He's in between, somewhere in between Kell Brook and Danny Jacobs, which are the guys that gave him the biggest fight of his life. So I don't think he's better than Jacobs, but I don't think he's less skilled than Kell Brook. So somewhere along the line, that's where I see it. But
it's gonna be a great fight. I think that it's a fight that we're looking for. Like I was telling him, I'm not even that excited about Kovalev Ward anymore. It's just all the drama. It looked like a soap opera. It just and then Rock Nation is not doing a great promotion either. That's another thing about promotion. They're not putting it out there. We got HBO is doing their little promotional thing, like with the 24/7, etc. But I think Kathy Duva said, when they came back with the new contract, because they changed the contract prior to the first one that they already had for the rematch clause, they wanted to completely take over the promotional part. And Kathy Duva, because Rock Nation told them that Andre Ward had great ideas for promotional, and if saying that John David Jackson is coming to his camp as part of his promotion, I guess that's
probably shit. Who knows?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Kovalev is doing really good. He's always he's a friend of the show. He's always supporting us and liking our Instagram, and he puts a lot of stuff in his IG, and as much as shit talks that you could accuse him of, he does a lot of promotional parts. Like a lot of the stuff he puts out there, I'm a finish your career, and all the trash talking that he does is part of promotion. Mayweather did it the best, Ali did it the best. You go out there and
that's part of it, yeah. That's part of it. You just can't box, man. You gotta be. That's why Broner's still so relevant, man. If Broner was any other fighter with that record, he'd probably be a gatekeeper at this point. But that's one of the reasons Broner's still relevant.
They'll treat him like a bird or etc. But yeah, that's he sells himself, and that's important in boxing. I think that kind of. I think that's important in boxing, and sit. And
good job.
Good job. And he's doing it. I mean, but yeah, man.
That's it.
Yeah, I think that'll be it. I don't want to like start breaking up the Canelo Triple G fight, but if you gotta be a true Canelo fan in order not to see it. I think that. They're at a level. It's not like a big level, but Triple G's right here, right on top of him, and Canelo likes to take those breaks in between fights.
Yeah, he don't fight 3 whole rounds, man.
3 whole minutes.
3 whole minutes.
The 3 whole minutes. He takes, and that's why a lot of his fights look controversial, like the Trout.
He does enough to win, but one thing about him is that if you compare, like if you were to close your eyes. I think that from what I've seen with Triple G is not a one-punch knockout artist, but he wears you down. But one thing about Triple G is that they said, I mean, you could look at probably best interviews, probably one with Gabe Rosado when he compares Triple G's power. It's more like more heavy hands. As to compare with Canelo, you can have your eyes closed and you can hear like Canelo's popping the glove. So it's more of a whip type thing, to where you can hear the punches. So. It would be interesting to see like how that type of power compares, to where it's a heavy punch or something to where it's, a pop. So I think that's why one of the reasons Canelo wins a lot of rounds is because he does those nice punch combinations. They look very clean. You can hear them. I mean, you got to be a blind judge not to see and hear that work. It's like, wow, he really did good there. Even though he didn't, really face his opponent. But if you look at even the Chavez Jr. fight, the same thing. You look at those fights, you see him do the clean work. You hear the gloves. I mean, I would imagine if you're at the arena hearing that, from home you could still hear it yourself. So I think that the judges are going to have a lot of say in this.
Yeah, I don't think that also is going to be able to deal with that pistol.
That pressure, man.
That pistol jab that Triple G had.
You think he'll fight him like he fought Lemieux with the jab?
Yeah, he's gonna set up the jabs to at least
keep him away.
Yeah, keep him away for because he knows Canelo's gonna go for the body and
yeah. Well, I think Triple G, that's something great. That Triple G punch is a left to the liver is very similar to Chavez.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about the difference between Jacobs is that Jacobs. He was distance. Yeah, he was fighting on the back foot. Canelo likes to come to you, and
well, he likes to stand in the center of the ring.
Yeah.
If you look at the Lara fight, the same thing. Canelo likes to just sit there in the center of the ring, turn, wait for you to come in, maybe take a couple steps, but he won't even advance that much.
Yeah, but he won't fight on his back foot. It's harder to catch. That's why a lot of people say, oh, he didn't go to the body. Yeah, but. It's easier to go to the body when somebody's coming to you or when somebody's sitting right there.
You got to sidestep.
When somebody's moving around, it's hard to come to the body, So, or in order for you to go to the body, you just got to take a punch. And when you are fighting a guy who is as powerful as Jacobs, you don't want to be risking it like that.
You don't want to lunge in and lose your balance because I don't even think it's the power. I think it's when you lunge in like that off balance and then you get hit with a shot, you may hit the ground.
Yeah, you may hit the ground or wobble, and that doesn't look good for the judges. Like as much as people say it was close, Triple G was confident. Like he knew he won that fight. Like opposed to like he said before, Ward was surprised when he heard the score. But yeah, I mean. Overall, a great year for boxing. There is a lot of announcements coming up for big fights that are coming up. As of right now, I just got out of work. This guy sounds like a zombie. So we're gonna bring it up next week. We're gonna be talking about rumors because there's not much boxing this weekend. But we're gonna be talking about those upcoming fights that are coming up. We're gonna be talking about rumors, news, and all the other good stuff. But 2017 is a great year, and you gotta be glad that you're living it because I'm all loving it so far.
You're pa-da-pa-pa-pa. All right, got it. All right, guys. So this concludes another episode of Boxing Rampage, episode 29. You know where to reach us: Instagram, Boxing Rampage, Gmail, Boxing Rampage 1. And like I said, just subscribe, tell your friends about it. If you like the video, pass it along. And if you have any requests, just shoot us a message through Instagram or in the comment section on YouTube. Okay, subscribe, guys.
Yeah.
All right.